for another edition of A Sandwich and Some Loving, starring me. I'm Angela Kellie Raspberry Evans, and you are?
Hello, I'm Alan.
My husband, Alan Evans.
Hi, everybody.
You know what, though, honey? I realized when I go to get my name changed, this is just a brief aside before we start the podcast, which you have so lovingly prepared this week, and I appreciate it. I'm going to have to get my name legally changed.
When are you going to do that?
Well, we decided because we have to do a trip to Mexico, and with the passports and everything, we decided, and Alan was cool with it, that I was going to wait and get my name legally changed after the trip to Mexico. The whole show, the Kid Craddock Morning Show, is going to be broadcasting live from Unico, which is about an hour's drive outside of the Cancun airport, and that's where we went on our honeymoon. So I get to go back there, but instead of going with Alan because he has to work, I'm going with my best friend since 5th grade, Tommy Jean.
Tommy Jean.
But we decided just to wait. You know, we know we're married, and, you know, the name is legally going to be changed. But the thing is, if I just went down to the courthouse and everything, the post office, or not the post office, the Social Security office, I would be Angela Kellie Evans, and I would lose Raspberry legally.
Well, you don't want to do that.
And I don't want to do that. Raspberry is so much a part of my identity. And so what I have to do now is I have to go to court and drop Angela, because I'm not Angela, and I'm going to be Kellie Raspberry Evans. So that's going to be my name. That's just a brief aside before we start with the real show, A Sandwich and Some Loving.
And I'm sorry, when is all this happening again?
After I get back from Mexico,
That's
which
right.
we go, we leave on Labor Day, and we'll be doing the whole show live from Mexico. JC, Big Al, Jenna, and myself, and Tommy Jean.
Mm-hmm. You know what's a very controversial subject, talking about last names, is I've had a few people, and I think they do this in jest, ask me if I will take your last name.
Yeah, it's not funny.
I don't think that's funny.
Yeah, you're very there are some men that I have known to do that. Very few.
Really?
Yeah.
I have never heard of that.
Now the one that I personally know is now divorced.
Oh.
That goes to show you how that relationship was set up from the beginning. It wasn't good. But I never expected you to become Alan Raspberry, but people say it, and I know that you don't think it's funny, and it makes me really uncomfortable. So please don't. Well, no, because I know you don't like that.
What?
You're a man. You got your male ego, and I'm trying to keep it
Well,
intact.
it has nothing to do with ego. I just don't know that I would ever change my name. It's
but
just
why is
kind of
it,
an odd thing.
But it's, if people are is a joke, why are you so disrespected?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just not custom. I don't even really know why. It's just weird. It just sounds weird to me.
Yeah. And I'm not going to hyphenate. A lot of people say, are you going to hyphenate? No. My middle name will just be Raspberry now, right?
Yeah.
Kellie Raspberry Evans.
Oh,
I don't,
right.
Because whenever I go to the doctor's office, they say, Angela, I just sit there like a bump on a log because I don't know they're calling me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lose that anyway. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to you being official, I mean, we're official, but
we're officially married.
Right. Yeah, because I have my ring on.
Yeah, Alan's. We did Facebook Live last week, and this week also, as we're recording the podcast, and the people just couldn't get over the fact that Alan wasn't wearing his wedding ring at home. And, I don't care if he doesn't wear it at home as long as he wears it out in public. And I'm not really, that offended if you don't have it on, but it makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good that you're proud to wear a ring.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful ring. It's an art piece.
Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, it's very nice. I love wearing it, but, when I come home, a few of you were asking me last week, why don't you have your ring on? Usually I get comfortable, so I just take off all my
and
stuff.
That ring is such a burden.
Well, it's not a burden, but it's
just
a
so
substantial piece of jewelry.
It is, and it doesn't bother me.
And I'm not a big jewelry guy anyway.
And the only time I take my ring off is when my fingers aren't swollen, and I use that opportunity to clean my rings.
Sergeant
That happens
Sowers.
about once a week.
Sergeant Sowers is with us.
I told you, don't be reading Facebook comments.
Well, when one of our friends pops up, I'm going to say hello.
But don't even pay attention. I mean, I appreciate everybody there, but it's too distracting, and it's going to distract us from the podcast info.
I can multitask. Okay, so here's what
Right.
we're doing. Here's what we're doing today, because I brought the show content. Another thing I'm supposed to do is hold my microphone lower.
Yeah, you're covering your beautiful face, darling.
Thank you, baby. That was more feedback I got, was hold your microphone lower. Look how
But for the
little,
podcast
look how the
only-
little ball on mine is all messed up.
I know, but for the podcast only listeners, it doesn't matter. See, you're catering now to the Facebook audience and not the podcast. See, that's the problem.
That's true. One is audio and one is video.
Right. So for the people in podcast land, Alan's very handsome, and you don't care where he's holding his microphone.
Yeah, and for those of you in podcast land, the little, I don't know, the little foam thing on my microphone was kind of off kilter, but I got it fixed. All
Wow,
right.
that was prices
I
deferred.
know. So we are through all the technical stuff, guys. We are going to talk about one of
I hope
our...
you haven't turned off the recorder. He's touching it. Let me make sure it's still on.
Well, we got a red button on. What happened?
I don't know. You touch stuff. I don't know if we're recording now. I honestly don't.
Really?
I really don't know what you've done.
I didn't do anything.
Baby, you touched it. Baby, I'm going to have to stop it and start over. I really don't know if it's recording. I'm not joking.
Wow.
Wait, I think it is. We might have done some special effect, funky voice stuff, but I'm not sure. Oh, my God. Let me move that away from you.
Yeah, away from me.
Well,
It's
yeah,
right
you're
in
the one
it's right in the
hitting
middle
it.
of us.
You're the one
This
hitting
is the
it.
most wheels off we've ever been on a podcast.
Well, that's because you're too busy preening for the Facebook Live camera.
That's what I'm doing. I'm preening for the Facebook Live crew.
All right, let's just start the real podcast now. Hello, I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans. This is my husband, Alan Evans.
Hello, Mallet. No,
I'm
what we're going to
kidding.
talk about today was a subject that is very near and dear to our heart. And it's something that we've been doing, I think, ever since we met, and that's dating. We thought dating was a good subject to talk about, a good timely subject, because when we first started going out, we did the traditional dating, courtship type stuff, and we did a lot of different things. And a lot of people ask us, what do you guys do? What do you do for fun? We'll talk about an activity that we just did pretty recently that was a lot of fun, and it has to do with these things behind us.
And you know what we say? It doesn't matter what we do, as long as we do it together, we're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what we say? Because we're still in the honeymoon phase, right, babe?
Yeah, we still are. We were until tonight.
You did. You told me the other day you didn't care what we did as long as we did it together. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we were in the honeymoon phase until we were going to church the other day.
Oh, gosh. Why are you bringing that up?
Because it's funny.
You've told this so many times.
There's probably a lot of people that don't know that story.
Tell it then.
Well,
Alan was being aggravating.
yeah, I can be aggravating.
But see, maybe I'm easily aggravated.
Right.
That might be a problem.
So Kellie says, I forgot even what we were talking about, but we're going to church, and we're in the car, and she just shakes her head and she goes, I don't understand you when you speak.
Asshole. I don't speak fluent asshole.
And I said, I am an expert in that dialect.
Yeah,
It just got me.
Y'all don't know.
It tickled me. Oh, man,
you
it
have to
tickled
make
me.
concessions in a relationship, and mine is putting up with your aggravating ways. The thing about Alan is Alan won't let something go. He's one of those pokers, and I guarantee you if I went to your sister and your parents, they would say the same thing. You don't let something go. You just keep going and going and going. But I love you anyway.
Until I get a gem quote like that. I'm sorry. I don't understand you when you speak.
Asshole. All right, so let's go on with the dating thing because it is important. I think
man.
we've only been married like a little over 6 weeks, so it's like this is kind of course we're still sort of dating each other, but a lot of people I think they just get into a rut, or maybe they just take it for granted that. But you do need time, just the two of you. When it is just the two of you, you should do family nights and things like that with kids and stuff. But
oh, definitely,
it has to be just you two, and if you don't keep that going, it's hard to get it back once you lose that. Trying to rekindle something that's kind of fizzled out is hard. So why don't you just keep it going?
That's exactly
Never
right.
let it
Boy,
go out.
I agree with that.
Boy, that wasn't very eloquently said.
Well, it wasn't eloquently said, but it's the
you
truth.
get it, right?
It is the truth. That time you spend together as a couple, and like Kellie said, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything fancy. Like when we first started going out, our first date, we went to a sushi restaurant. We went to a Mavericks game.
Which we
was
found
fun.
out from a relationship expert that we have gotten to know, Jen. And she said that actually all the professional dating websites say, like these online services like Match and Bumble and Tinder, that sushi dates are the best first date option.
That's what she
Isn't that what
said.
she said?
That was based on some kind of scientific research too.
So that's what we did, not knowing the research.
Right. That's what we did. But, we went out and went to restaurants and went to Mavericks games, met for happy hours. We went to Mexico on kind of our first couples trip.
No, was that Mexico or was it wine country?
I can't remember if Wine Country was before Mexico, but
I don't remember either.
Went on a couple of trips together. We went to concerts. We went to Duran Duran. We went to Guns N' Roses. So
a Mavericks game was one of our first dates.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of our first.
Mavericks
Did you say
game.
that?
I did say that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was one of our first games. But I guess the point we're trying to make is you gotta make sure you set aside that time to do things just the two of you. It sounds so simple and so obvious, but it really is important because those are when you have those little bonding experiences and bonding moments.
Reconnect.
You reconnect. There's pictures that will last your lifetime that you can't get unless you do those kind of things. That's why I'm always I want pictures. I love pictures.
You're really into pictures.
Yeah, because I look at them, I kind of get that sentimental feeling over time. Like when we look at our Mavericks pictures from when we first started dating, it's kind of cool, you know. And you look back and you think, gosh, we were in such a different place.
Well, that's also when we were. That's when we were first starting to date. So obviously, but like now, that's what we should be talking about is dating as continuing the dating as a couple. That's the harder part is finding different interesting things to do. Because like this last Friday night, both of us were so dog tired. But, and I said, we have never Netflixed and chilled. Never.
No, we haven't.
And so that was our plan. It was going to be
chilled.
We've chilled, but we've never Netflixed and chilled. And I wanted to do that. There's not a TV show that we watch together. We don't have a thing that we watch together besides Fox News, which, by the way, I have a crush now on Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, he's a sharp guy.
He's my new crush. He reminds me of a Southern guy from like Charleston, South Carolina. I just picture him in like seersucker suits and bow ties, and the way he does his hair. I like Tucker. So I like watching him. I don't even care what he's talking about. But that's the only thing we watch together is Fox News.
Yeah,
and I never watched it until you came over.
Kelly says that a lot. All I watch is Fox News. I mean, I usually put on the news because there's nothing else on and I'm just bored. But I like movies.
But we don't watch any together.
We don't watch any together, but we go to movies. I love movies. I love watching movies. I'd watch a TV show if we could find one that her and I really liked and we got into it.
I'd like to
watch
do that.
a TV show.
Let's pick one because I think that's something that we could have, and I think that's fun.
I mean, I love watching. I love being entertained. It's just
we're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired.
And we don't want to commit.
Yeah, I was telling Kelly I just got back from New York, and on the flight home, I was watching the American Airlines. They have all the movies you can watch, and I watched that movie Life with Jake Gyllenhaal. That was a good movie, and I got into it.
And then you told me about it, and I don't want to watch that.
It was almost like a Stephen King story. But,
I don't like watching movies that don't have happy endings. And did I ruin it by telling you that?
Yeah, well, yeah, it didn't have.
I don't like movies that don't have happy endings.
So anyhow, I guess I love watching movies. We should do more of that. But.
I want to Netflix and chill at some point, but this weekend we have the kids. Whoa. And here's another thing. Yeah. No, I don't mean it dirty. I want to Netflix. Man. But anyway,
we can Netflix.
What we also had an issue with in our situation was because, Alan and I have both been married before, and you have the child visitation issues. But in Texas, the standard visitation is dad gets first, third, and fifth weekend. But if we stuck to that, our kids would never see each other because when you'd have your kids, my ex would have, and Kellie. So we had to my ex-husband thankfully made the compromise that he's switching to second and fourth and fifth weekends. I guess we're starting now that the school year's back, which is going to be really great because you know what that means?
Well,
that wasn't a rhetorical question.
Yeah, no, it means we have a lot of time, like just the two of us.
Every other weekend, basically.
Yeah, and that's sweet.
That's very sweet.
We miss the children. Trust me, we love having the children, love having them around, but
we love each other.
Yeah, we we like having time to do things as well. So should we talk about this big activity that I had planned?
Yeah, Alan loves to surprise me. Here's the thing about me and surprises. I love being surprised as long as I don't know you're going to surprise me. Does that make sense? If you tell me I've got a surprise for you, then that bugs the crap out of me because now I'm going to be like, what is it? What is it? What is it? And then I get kind of irritable. But if you just surprise me out of the blue without telling me, that's fine. I love surprises.
Yeah.
which really goes against what I just said about not loving surprises. I love being surprised when I don't know I'm about to be surprised.
There are some surprises, like when I proposed to Kelly, that I just keep to myself and nobody knows, and she had no idea until the very end, and then bam,
loved it,
surprise.
But Alan decided to tell me that he had a surprise for me for our date on Saturday.
There are others where I plan a surprise, and then about 24 hours before, I'll say, hey, I got a surprise for you tomorrow.
And I'll be like, what is it?
And then I won't tell her.
He won't tell me. But then he doesn't just not tell me. He sings about not telling me. Sing your song.
No.
Sing it. These are our family and friends listening, and we're all in the circle of trust. I want y'all to hear what I have to listen to nonstop until the surprise is granted. Go.
It's because it usually is around Christmas, but you're gonna really
Wasn't
make me.
Christmas the other day when you were singing it.
It goes, dun 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 dun. I know something that you don't know. Ho 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 ho. It's that.
Now sing it in the voice you really sing it in, because he's trying to sound.
do that.
He's trying to sound all good for the podcast. Now sing it like you really sing it for me and the kids.
I'd have to have a nip of of rip to do that.
Do it. Just do it. Come on.
And I know something
Here you go.
that you don't know. Ho 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 ho. That
He sings that over and over and over again. Okay.
for like 24 hours.
It's really annoying. Now the kids love it.
I annoy myself.
And the fun part, oh, it drives me nuts. So here's my issue as a woman. Well, what do I wear? Do I have to wear closed-toed shoes? I mean, things like he doesn't think of. Are we going to be inside? Do I need to wear sunscreen? Can I wear shorts? I don't know what to wear. And see, here he gets all like,
It's not that.
it's because
here's the deal.
I don't know if it's a surprise. If you just hadn't told me, I would just show up like I did for the engagement, which I was a little bit upset because I wouldn't have worn that blouse from our engagement.
Oh, but I wasn't going to give you hints on that.
The day after I saw those pictures, that blouse went in the actually it went to Goodwill. It was
nice,
awful.
babe.
It made me look so big.
You look beautiful.
Well, me being 20 pounds heavier made me look big too.
20
Well,
pounds?
I lost about 15, 20 pounds for the wedding.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway,
Oh, you put your arm around me. Put it around me.
remember, we're on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay, so where were we going? Oh, yeah. So Saturday.
The date surprise.
Yeah. So Saturday, I set up this. I set up this
right.
this surprise. I had a guy whose name is Blaine, and he messaged me on Instagram. And he had actually done this, before we got married. And I think it was about a month before we got married. He saw us at a restaurant. And he messaged me on Instagram because he followed me on Instagram.
That happens a lot of times.
Yeah.
We're out. Just a really brief aside. If you see us out, you are more than welcome to come up and say hello. We honestly do not mind. We often get home and then people send us Facebook messages or tweet us saying, we just saw you out at, Saltgrass Steakhouse. We didn't want to bother you. You're not bothering us. Come up and say, hey, right?
We're very social people.
We really don't mind.
We like people.
Yeah, the other night we
like
went out
people.
and we ended up doing birthday shots with a birthday girl
I'm not sure about her, but I like people.
they sat there for a long
Kellie
time
likes
and you
people.
what?
Yes, you like people too.
I like people.
You
What?
love people.
I love engaging. And see,
Oh my goodness, yes.
and people think I don't like people, but Alan, because Kid did that to me. He told everybody
That's
I don't
not
like
true.
listeners.
I don't like that when I hear that.
I hear it all the time, and it hurts my feelings so much that people think I don't like people.
That's not true at all. Kelly is the type of person, she'll go into Home Depot. Like, I'll go into Home Depot, I'll get my little sprinkler part that I need to fix the sprinklers, and I'm out. She'll go in there, tell the guy, like, how long she's had the sprinkler system, how friendly the guy was that sold it to her, how the piece broke off, what the lawn looks like now. She will engage with that person at Home Depot.
So don't be afraid, because I'm afraid a lot of people are
she
afraid
likes
to come
talking.
up because of that image that I don't like people, and that bothers me. So please say hello. Now back to the story that I keep knocking you off track.
No, it's part of your bit here on A Sandwich Instant 11. So the Blaine messaged me on Instagram and said, hey, I just saw you guys in the restaurant, and he owns a business, and what he does, he's got two parts to this business. One part of it is he rents out these vehicles, and they're 3-wheeled vehicles, and they're called Polaris slingshots. Okay, it's kind of a hard thing to explain, but there are 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back, and you sit side by side in these vehicles. And his business is he will rent these out for the day.
Rent them by the hour.
Or by the hour.
Yeah, minimum 2 hours, and then, or 24 hours.
Or for 24 hours. And they're really cool vehicles. They're like part car, part motorcycle.
Yeah, it's registered as a motorcycle, but you don't have to have a motorcycle license to drive one.
Right.
It's really weird.
And they don't have a top. It's not a convertible. There's just no top on the vehicle.
Right.
But super, super fun to drive.
And it rained when you had it, and there's like holes in the bottom of it, so all the water drains out. So it's perfectly, it's really, and they said some states where it's required that you have to wear a helmet, that some people ride these things with helmets, but it's like little cars. It's really strange. But anyway.
In Texas, you don't have to do that.
That's right.
So
we live on the edge in Texas.
So anyhow, he messages me and says, hey, I want to offer you a ride in one of these vehicles for free, just complimentary. And I messaged him back and I said, hey, that sounds great. And then we kind of lost connection because, Kelly and I were engaged and we were planning the wedding. We got married. We were real busy and everything. So anyhow, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, Blaine messages me again and he said, hey, remember me? And I'm like, oh yeah, man, I had totally forgot about that. Yeah, I'd love to do that. But the other part of the business that he offers it's called Texas Wine and Wood, texaswineandwood.com. And it's a class where you go in and you make different signs out of wood and stencils and paint, and you pick out your stain color and your paint color. You can give Blaine like the stencil that you want, or on his website you can pick one that's already been created. Really, it's up to you. But he was explaining this to me, and I said, oh, man, that sounds like a lot of fun. I want to surprise Kelly. Is there any way I could get in Saturday? And he goes, yeah, the Polaris, what are they called? I always forget. The slingshots. The slingshots aren't being rented out that day, and there's openings in the class, so I'll set you up. So then I told Kelly, I said, hey, I got a surprise, like a day date for us, because it was a 3 o'clock appointment or noon appointment. I can't remember. It was in the day.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was during the day.
It was early. It was like lunch. It was like brunch.
Yeah. So
and he told me we were going to be eating, so I didn't eat breakfast.
Oh, yeah. And part of what they have at Texas Wine and Wood is they have bottomless mimosas. That's part of the promotion. They have wine.
Not all the time.
Not
that
all
was like
the
a
time.
special
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's BYOB.
Wine and cheese, little snacks and things. But it was such a fun date. And look, I was the only guy there. It was not a problem.
No.
There were all women there except for me, and then Kelly and I think we were the only couple there together.
It was like girlfriends. They were like celebrating birthdays and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was super fun because we got to build, and these signs behind us are actually
reversed
they're
image.
reversed
Sorry,
because of Facebook Live.
We're on Facebook Live.
But
you could see it on our social media posts. One of them we made up one that says Kelly and Alan's a sandwich and some lovin', a Kid Nation podcast, and the other one's like our family. It says Evans established 2017. So they're made with water-based paint, but if you want to, you can. He said they didn't want all the fumes and stuff inside their store, so when you get home, you can shellac it or whatever, so you can hang it outside if you wanted to do that. So it was really a lot of fun. It was something different. I got to use a nail gun. And I got to, varnish things that I just never do. It made me want to do more projects around the house. But it was really not expensive at all. It was like either $35 or I think up to $65
for the signs.
For the signs. And it's all the materials included. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? And you could do it, for your home. People buy these signs. You get somebody else to make it. You go on Etsy and you can just do it yourself.
Yeah. Oh, it took us about 3 hours. We got there at noon, now that I remember. We got there at noon, and then we left. We finished up about 2:45. But Kelly did great. I mean, she'll probably be the first one to admit to you. She's not the craftiest person in the world.
I'm not.
I mean,
I want to be.
She would admit that.
Oh, man, what I used to do, and I've stopped doing it because I just got sick of myself, is I get a buggy, and I go to like one of those Michael's places or something. And I'm like, I'm going to do a project. So I would get all the stuff. I'd go through the store. I'd spend an hour filling my buggy up with paints and sponges and just everything. And then I'd spend the next hour putting it all back. And I'd walk out with nothing because I know I'm not going to do it. But I still, there's a sense of pride knowing that I made that a sandwich and some love and podcast sign.
Yeah, and that was fun. I took pictures, and you can see them on my social media. But I was taking pictures of Kellie working, and it kind of made me feel good too, because I knew that she wasn't real comfortable with doing crafts, but the staff there was awesome, and they're very helpful. And she did it. She stained her wood. She used the nail gun herself.
I did. I didn't want to at first, and you made me. And then I was like, that's cool. It wasn't scary.
Yeah, it wasn't scary at all.
But the thing is, we did something different, and it was a unique activity. You surprised me. And I think it's fine to go out to eat all the time. I mean, we love to eat. In fact, we were living large. We ate out too much when we had no kids for a whole week. Oh my gosh. But, to do an activity that's kind of not necessarily physical, but that was fun. And it makes me want to do other things like that. Like, I'd love to do a cooking class with you.
Yeah, I'd like to do
fun.
that too. I'd love to do that.
And I don't know what else we could do. Have you thought of other crafty kind of things we could do together?
Well, I'm glad we did this, because I was looking into those or thinking about those painting classes too. Painting, and then you have wine and paint.
Yeah, but have you ever gone to those painting classes?
I've never been.
Okay, here's what happens: is you go, and everybody in your group kind of picks out what you're going to do, and it's never what you want. So, you have to go what everybody, the group decides. And then you're stuck with this painting that's sort of kind of halfway okay, but you wouldn't hang it in your home. At least I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is like something that looks like professional.
Yeah, they turned out really, really good.
So anyway, that's fun. That was a fun date. Or those painting classes. I mean, maybe you're really talented in your stuff you'd hang in your home.
But we had fun doing that, and then, as I mentioned before, the second part of the date was we were able to rent the Slingshot for 24 hours, and I took Kellie for a ride, I took Emma Kellie for a ride, I took
your parents,
my mom and dad, two of Kellie's nephews, my sister's daughter, my niece.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time showing that thing off. That was fun.
And the looks you get, and the people that point at you and say, like, what is that? It was incredible. It was a lot of fun. It really was. So that's an idea for a date. You might hint that to your man or to your gal, but really, really fun.
And I have a great idea for a date that I want to do that you and I have not done.
What's that?
You know how you get in a rut of going the same place to eat? Like, you have 3 places you go to all the time. You always eat the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my idea is this, which I think is genius. And I'm sure I stole it from somebody and just forgot, so I pretend it's my idea. You get like you just go down the list of all the restaurants in your city, everything. And you write them down on an individual piece of paper, and you put them in a bowl. And that night before you go out, you reach into the bowl, you pull out a piece of paper, and no matter what it says, that's where you have to go to eat. And that way you'll eat somewhere different. And sometimes it might be a steakhouse. Sometimes it might be this dive. But don't you think that's a good idea, babe?
I think that's a great idea.
That way you're not, because we will go to the same places all the time because it's comfortable. We know what we're going to get, but then you get into the rut, and that's kind of boring.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think another tip is, I was talking to a good friend of mine, my friend Valerie, the other day. She took me to a birthday lunch. Thank you, Valerie. She took me to one of my favorite restaurants. And I was asking her about this. I said, what are you and your husband, Matt, doing they just had a baby recently, so how are you guys doing, with the schedule and
it's a new
taking
baby.
care of the baby, and
she's like not even 6 months old yet, I don't think, maybe.
Yeah, so how's that all working? And she goes, oh, well, we make it a point to date. And I said,
with the baby?
No, just the two of them.
Because there is a point where you can date with the baby because they're so young, they don't do anything.
And I said, well, that's awesome. I'm glad y'all are doing that, because I believe in that. And I said, so, what do y'all do? And she says, well, we do this thing called ABC dating. I was like, well, what's that? And she said, we brainstorm, like, we start with the letter A, and then we brainstorm things that start with the letter A to do. So one of her examples was, so for A, they did Asian food, a retro arcade, and then they made homemade apple pie together.
I like that.
So I thought that was a good idea, just to, like Kellie was saying, it's hard to like brainstorm things to do outside of the things you always do. But if you play a little game like that together.
Let's do B. What's B?
Barbecue, baseball game, blizzards.
Yeah, from Dairy Queen. I had my first blizzard with you, babe.
That's right, from Dairy Queen.
Okay, C.
A continental restaurant.
Continental.
All
I know is continental breakfast.
Okay,
that's like a bagel and Isn't that's continental breakfast? Isn't
Well, I was
it?
just trying to think of
What's a continental restaurant?
well that serves a little bit of everything. Like
That's continental.
yeah, like
It's not
Cheesecake
when
Factory. Cheesecake
Okay, that's
Factory is a
better.
continental restaurant. Okay, so
And it starts with a C.
Yes, okay. Cheesecake Factory, maybe a Cowboys stadium tour,
Oh,
and
cotton candy.
cotton candy. There you go. So
That's fun.
you can play that game, and that's something that Valerie said worked for them, and I think we could try it sometime. So just
Let's
another
do
another tip.
X.
Yeah,
No, I don't mean ecstasy. I meant like the letter X. What would you do for X?
Oh,
That's hard.
well, I have a few ideas, but
You do? For X?
no, I don't.
What starts with X? We
Not much.
could we could take a xylophone lesson.
Xylophone lesson.
That starts with a X.
Yeah,
tired.
X starts with X.
Xylophone
or
is X.
Xylophone starts with X. Yeah.
Okay, I'm out on X.
Yeah,
we might have to skip
that's
that
a hard
week.
one. Well, you'd have to work through the entire ABCs to get to
Maybe you
X
could put
anyway,
all the letters
so
of the alphabet in a bowl and pull those out.
That's another thing you could do.
You don't have to go in order. That is kind of fun. I like that idea.
Thank you. Well, it wasn't my idea.
I know. What else? Give me another one.
It was my friend's idea. Well, D. What's D?
No, I mean another date idea.
Oh. One thing that I thought about us doing this, but I don't know how much fun you would have doing it, is going out to White Rock Lake. And it's beautiful out there to go around the lake and walk or bike. But then I got to think.
You obviously
I got to
haven't
thinking,
heard the story of me
yeah,
biking around.
You're not a big biker.
Well, I have a bike.
Yeah, you have a beach cruiser with 2 flat tires.
Yeah, we could pump them up and do that.
Yeah, but going fishing sometime. That would be hilarious to take you fishing and watch you catch a fish and pull
I
it
did
out
it
of
as
the water.
a little girl. I
Uh-huh.
used to go fishing, but I haven't done it as an adult.
And that would also be a fun, that'd be a fun couples date, but it'd also be a fun date to
Yeah.
take the whole family and go on a picnic
But I'm
and
not
go
touching
fishing.
any of it.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll just hold the pole.
I can be your guide.
Okay,
I can be your fishing guide.
let's not do that next.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do
That's kind of
next?
far down the alphabet. That's the letter F. That'll take a while to get to that.
What other what about like we went canoeing pretty recently.
That was on our honeymoon, and that wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah,
it
that was on our
gonna
honeymoon,
be.
not a date, but
I thought
that's
that
a
was
good
gonna,
idea.
I thought that was going to be. It was a good workout. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but we worked well together. I thought on that
And that was very relaxing. Remember that? How we were just paddling and just
canoeing.
kinda-
I didn't find it relaxing.
Oh, I did.
It was a
I
lot
thought
of
it was.
work, but I thought, that was really hard because I had to be physical on the honeymoon activity, which we didn't know it was going to be a physical activity. They told us it would just be swimming and in pools, and it was actually cliff diving and what was that thing I did? Zip lining and
lining,
canoeing. And
yeah.
they did not say that in the brochure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then I was put in the position of having to be a poor sport. And I was like, that's not fair. You set me up for failure. Not Alan, but I zip lined.
yeah.
I did. And I canoed. I didn't do the jumping off the cliff, though. I just couldn't make myself do that.
That's another tip. And again, I didn't set that one up, but if I had, if your spouse or significant other isn't really an outdoorsy person,
Yeah, don't set them up for failure.
Yeah, you want to make sure you know what you're getting into, because some
Yeah.
of those tours and some of those activities are really, you got to be pretty daring to do those kind of things. And Kelly is not, but she fought through it.
I did. I mean, yeah.
She fought
I
through it.
tried.
Yeah, you tried.
Have you seen me be a butt yet? I know people keep warning you about that.
Yeah.
You have? You think you've seen me show my butt?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
15 minutes ago.
I
No.
wasn't showing my butt. No, Alan, he just got back. It was his first work trip away from me. It was very short. He left on Monday, got back on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But I came home and I'm like, yay! And he's taking a nap. So I just laid down with you and then we slept for 3 hours.
Man, I was tired because after our meeting yesterday, or the day before yesterday, no, yesterday.
Yeah.
After our meeting yesterday, we one of the guys I was traveling with wanted to go to a comedy club, so I guess we had a little bro date after the work day. But he wanted to go to a comedy club where the comedians, they were up and coming comedians in New York at a place called Stand, and they were doing a roast. They were roasting each other, and they were doing like a comedian battle.
And who was there judging?
Michael Che.
From Saturday Night Live.
From Saturday Night Live.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah, he was sitting like right next to us.
You can see Alan's picture with him on his Facebook page.
Yeah, and he was really super nice. All the comedians were so funny, but anyhow, we stayed out pretty staying out till midnight is late for me now at this stage in
Yeah.
my life. So I was really tired.
And then you had
today.
like a beer or something I saw in your hand.
Yeah.
Was that a beer?
No, yeah, and I never drink
Yeah,
beer.
so he got home and he was bushed. That's the first thing out of his mouth when I got home. Bushed.
Well,
It's like, well, I missed you too, babe, which was fine. I mean, you were tired.
Kelly was out with her niece and her mother and Emma Kelly. So they weren't here Kelly wasn't here when I got home. So when I got home, I immediately went into the back room. I went into the bedroom, laid down, and I was out. And then the next thing I know, Kelly is crawling into bed, and she's like right over me.
Did
I
it
woke up,
scare
and
you?
her face was like right here.
No, only because I love you.
And I was just disoriented. So I
And
think
the
I
first
was
thing
like,
he says, I'm bushed.
I was like, oh, babe, I'm
I was like, I wasn't trying to do you. I was just trying to say hello.
babe,
Well, I was like, I'm bushed.
babe, you're getting a lot more risque on our podcast.
I'm tired.
You said the word
Well, you made me say it.
a-hole twice.
Well, this is a podcast.
You said Netflix and chill.
Chill, that's not dirty.
You said do you.
That's not dirty.
Wow.
That's not, because we're married.
We are married.
All right. So this, do we have any more? You prepared all this. Do you have any more date tips you want to share before we wrap this up?
Well, let me see.
Because, I
here.
mean, I got to get to bed.
It
I'm
is-
bushed.
Are you bushed?
Keep that in mind, babe. So we're going to bed.
No, I think that we just wanted to tell you about really the takeaway or the point I wanted to make with dating is it's something you definitely have to make time to do.
Priority.
You got to make it a priority, and it's really, I know we joke a lot and we're just being goofy, but seriously, it is very important to a relationship. And
It doesn't have to be a lot of money.
it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It's those little, to me, why I feel it's important is because it's those little bonding experiences. It's like when I saw Kelly using the nail gun. It was kind of cool to see her out of her comfort zone, doing something that she would never do.
You proud of me?
I was very proud of you.
Thank you, baby.
Doing something she would never do if we didn't go on that date. So it's fun, and it's something that we'll always remember and always talk about.
And we have a souvenir, our sign.
Yeah, we've got these awesome signs, and they're really, really pretty, and she made them, or she made one of them.
You made the Evans family seal.
Yeah,
I guess you'd call that.
yeah. So that was it. That's why I wanted to talk about dating, because we talk about a lot of things love-related here on A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. So be sure to get out there and date.
Oh, and something else. I was having I think is a really great idea. And I don't think you mind me sharing it because I think you thought it was a good idea too. What do you think? Because people are, when we're doing the podcast now, we're recording it live on Facebook Live, and that's fun. So we don't get all gussied up, and it's just us at home. But wouldn't it be fun if you live around us in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if we all decide, hey, let's all go meet out one night for happy hour or something like that, and we'll just all go meet and we get to know each other a little bit better. That'd be fun, right?
I think it would be fun.
Because I love, like I said, we had so much fun. The last Friday night we went out. We were tired. We were going to stay home. We went out anyway, and we ended up going to one of our new favorite restaurants. We've decided we love the place, and just kind of walked around and had a really good time. And we got home around 10 o'clock. It wasn't a late night, but we ended up meeting people. So I think it'd be fun to just say, hey, everybody, it's a Thursday night usually seems to be the best night for happy hours and stuff, or Friday. Well, no, you got the kids on Thursday nights. So maybe a Wednesday night or something.
We'll figure it out. But
we'll figure it out. But would y'all like to do that? That'd be fun, right?
I think that would be fun. Maybe a little magic, maybe? A little magic involved, perhaps?
Or maybe. I mean, no, that's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to be more like just meeting everybody.
Just hanging out, yeah.
Just kind of hanging out.
You can still meet people and do a little
And I've started
something.
I started drinking dirty martinis. They're my new favorites. Ooh. Slightly dirty with blue cheese olives. That's fun. And you always drink your Manhattan, so maybe we can have some slightly dirty martinis and Manhattans with some of our podcast listeners. That'd be fun. I'd love to let's try to do that. Let's work on that.
That sounds fun to me. And do you see what Kelly just did? She asked everybody on a date, and this is very important. Because I got the comments in one eye here. I noticed somebody said, my husband won't date me.
Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
He should.
He should, but ask him. Ask him on a date.
Ask him on a date.
Say, hey, babe, I want to go on a date with you. Remember how it was when we first started going out, when neither one of us could do any wrong? Remember how much fun that was?
Or just plan it and say, hey, babe, go put on a clean T-shirt. We're going out.
Yeah, we're gonna go do something. bowling. That's always kind of the default. And when you don't have anything else to do,
Just something.
it's so fun. It's so goofy, but go bowling, but ask. Make it a priority. Make it a point.
I think we always, it gets to the point in a relationship when it starts to kind of fall apart as you wait for the other person to make the first move. Why do I have to make, you wait for them to do it. So sometimes you just got to suck up your pride and just do it, right?
That's right.
Now, I think, there we go. Okay. So anyway, babe.
Okay, babe. Well, we're going to probably sign off here in a second, but remember, we do these podcasts. They're available every Thursday at 10 Central.
A fresh new episode. Hot, fresh sandwich and some lovin'.
So this recorded episode that we're doing tonight will be available tomorrow. If you weren't here to listen on the Facebook Live, you'll have it. And then we offer the podcast on our website, kellyandalan.com/podcast. You can find it there.
A lot of other stuff, like if you missed, I don't know how you could have missed our wedding photos. Alan's very good about posting those for us, baby.
Thank you, baby.
They're up there too.
Yeah.
And you can always email us there too. What's the email address again? I keep forgetting.
Podcast@kellyandalan.com.
Podcast@kellyandalan.com. If y'all have any ideas about where we can go to meet to all say hey. That'd be fun. Let's do that.
Let's do that. And then don't forget, real quick, we have a Facebook page for a podcast, or for a podcast and some lovin', for a sandwich and some lovin', and a Instagram account for a sandwich and some lovin'.
It's always a sandwich and some lovin' with no G on it.
No G.
All right. So that's it, babe.
All right, babe.
That's another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'.
Well, this was fun, even though we got off to kind of a rocky start.
Getting set up was rocky.
And I think we're both bush.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
The life of a...
He had a sandwich tonight, but I'm thinking he ain't getting another. We're tired.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's real life.
What if I just kind of tug on your shirt there?
We'll see.
All right. Well, in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.